They took our story, twisted it around, and fed it back to us so that they could control us. They always knew who we were. They always knew it. We just didn't know it.
No show favor to the young.
So they shot our elderly down in the street, our young. You know, it saddened me when the 12-year-old that was shot by the police officer playing with a plastic, what's his name? Tamara Rice. Playing in the park with a plastic gun. Police rolled, and you watched the video before that car even came. He had opened the door, jumped out, and started firing on a 12-year-old. Didn't get the opportunity to drop the weapon, the plastic gun. Wasn't told to stop or to halt or nothing. They rolled up on him like he blind clock, and shot him dead in the park.
Verse 51. And they shall eat the fruit of your livestock and the fruit of your land until you are destroyed. They leave you no grain, nor new wine, nor oil, nor the increase of your cattle or the offspring of your flocks until they have destroyed you.
Mm-hmm.
They shall besiege you at all your gates till your high and fenced wall in which you are trusting come down in all your land. And they shall besiege you at all your gates and in all your land which Yahuwah your Elohim has given you.
Mm-hmm.
And you shall eat the fruit of your own body, the flesh of your sons and your daughters whom Yahuwah your Elohim has given you, in the siege and distress in which your enemies distress you.
Mm-hmm.
The man among you who is tender and who is very delicate, his eye is evil against his brother, against the wife of his bosom, and against the rest of his children whom he leaves behind, against giving any of them the flesh of his children that he eats, because it is all that has been left to him in the siege and distress with which your enemy distresses you in all your gates.
When they left out of, when we were chased out of Jerusalem, when Rome sacked Israel, this is when that siege happened, where they blocked off all the routes for food and left our people stranded. Those that did not flee to the mountains, they left them stranded with no food, no water, until they had to eat their own children.
So the battle tactic is to build another wall outside of the wall of the city, just outside of the range of the catapults. So you can throw giant stones all day long. They sit there having their camp, watching you, laughing, and you begin to starve because they've got you surrounded and blocked off, and you can't get away, and you can't fight back. Sooner or later, you're going to run out of food and start to eat whatever is available. You can't make this stuff up.
58. If you do not guard to do all the words of this Torah are written in this book, to fear this esteemed and awesome name, Yahuwah, your Elohim, then Yahuwah shall bring upon you and your descendants extraordinary plagues, great and lasting plagues, and grievous sicknesses. And he shall bring back on you all the diseases of Mitzrayim, of which you were afraid, and they shall cling to you. Also, every plague which is not written in the book of this Torah, Yahuwah does bring upon you until you are destroyed.
Are y'all catching this? This is a progressive thing that's getting worse and worse as time goes on. I remember when I was a kid, how many toy guns did I play with? And that at that time, you do that. But this thing is getting progressively worse. As time goes on, it gets worse and worse and worse. The diseases get worse and worse. And it's not going to get any better, y'all. Okay. The only thing that can turn this thing around is what you're doing now. Returning to Torah, guarding his commandments and doing them. That is the answer.
62. And you shall be left with few men, although you have become as numerous as the stars of the heavens, because you did not obey the voice of Yahuwah, your Elohim. And it shall be that as Yahuwah rejoiced over you to do good and increase you, so Yahuwah does rejoice over you to destroy you and lay you waste, and you shall be plucked from off the land which you go to possess.
So it's not going to, I mean, as much as he desired that you would be blessed, if you're not going to follow him, you're not going to do right, then he's not going to hold back on bringing these curses upon you. It is important for us to understand that we are covenant people. There's no way out of it. We are covenant people. He has made a covenant with our forefathers, and he's made a covenant with us as he brought us into a nation, and we must obey.
64. And Yahuwah shall scatter you among all peoples, from one end of the earth to the other, and there you shall serve other mighty ones, which neither you nor your fathers have known. Wood, stone.
He scattered us, and we are in every continent on this earth. Everywhere you look, it doesn't make a difference what country, what continent, we're there. Mm-hmm. You might not see it because we're hidden away in ghettos at the bottom, struggling to make ends meet. But we're there in every place you go: China, Japan, Russia, Germany, France, every one of these places. You look at, I mean, you look at pictures of France and people moving around, doing the day-to-day. You think only people that live there are Europeans. They have huge ghettos full of folks that look just like you and I. Never, nobody takes their pictures. You don't see them, on the news. Not unless they're talking about the crimes and talking about, the conditions there. But if you just look at the pictures and look at the shows and, watch a movie or whatever in France, you think nobody lives there but Europeans. And surely you probably think that about Russia. Mm-hmm. Surely you think that about Japan. Mm-hmm. But we've been there from the very beginning. Matter of fact, it said that if you were to be a shogun, to be a true shogun, you actually had to have black people. And that's the top ranking swordsman over there. Had to have that lineage in you, because we've been there for the very beginning.
Understand that each nation has a public and a private face. Mm-hmm. The public face is where you see the light next to white. The private face is the people of dark complexion. Go to India and look for who's on the bottom of the caste system. Every nation has the people that they show you when they advertise, come here. And then they got the people that they don't. But trust me, we're there. We were in every one of these nations. And in the book, some of the books in our library, you can go back and you can see the black Russians. You can see the black Chinese. You can see the blacks that were in every nation. In Hawaii, you can see our lineage. In this country, before 492, you can see our lineage if you look far enough back. We'll be there, but we're going to be exactly where Yahuwah said, the tail. because we did not follow his instructions. We did guard his commandments, and we didn't do them.
65. And among those nations you are to find no rest, nor have a resting place for the sole of your foot. But there Yahuwah shall give you a trembling heart, and failing eyes, and sorrow of being. And your life shall be hanging in suspense before you. And you shall fear night and day, and not be certain of your life.
There's no specific time in which we're safe. We get shot down in the streets in broad daylight. Doesn't make a difference what time of the day.
In the morning you say, oh, that it were evening. And at evening you say, oh, that it were morning, because of the fear of your heart, which you fear, and because of the sight which with your eyes see.
Because he says that, your eyes should be hanging in suspense. No matter if it's day, the morning, often we go through so much and we just hope for another day. But then when you wake up in that day, your day starts off the same way that it's always been, and you're like, I can't wait for night till I can just go to sleep. And when you lay down and go to sleep, you're like, I'm going through so much, I just can't wait for the morning, for another hope for something new.
68. And Yahuwah shall bring you back to Mitzrayim in ships, by a way of which I said to you, you are never to see it again. And there you shall be sold your enemies as male and female slaves, with no one to buy.
So we all know that we came over here on ships. This is our Egypt. Even in this state in which we live in, there's Memphis. There's Egyptian named cities all around. This is our Egypt, our place of bondage. We were brought according to Scripture by way of ships. We've sold male and female. Nobody redeemed us. That's what that word divided. Nobody would redeem us. And so we had those that have tried to redeem us out of the condition that we're in. We talked about earlier Malcolm X and Marcus Garvey and Martin Luther King. All of these people were trying to redeem us as a people. And it's not going to work, because the Scripture said that we're in this condition because of disobedience. It's obedience that is going to get us out of it. I was listening to somebody on the news, and they were talking about the condition that we were in, and they were saying that in this nation it seems to be in the DNA of the people to be, to oppress us and to hold us back, and then as soon as she got through talking about how it's in their DNA, she began to talk about, what we need to do, within the political system, to be able to have representation, to be able to get, to have our people, our living standards and conditions be better. Well, understand something. If something is in something's DNA, then it doesn't make a difference what you do or accomplish or achieve. And then in their DNA, then it's going to happen. They're going to respond according to that. A zebra is in its DNA to be, white and black striped. You can wash it, you can scrape on it, but at the end of the day, it's going to look like a zebra. You can paint it, but at the end of the day, it's going to be a zebra, because it's in its DNA. And if we see that, if we understand that, then we got to stop. We got to stop fighting these battles that are not going to win. Marching across bridges and getting into politics is not going to do it. What it's going to do it is to get back to obeying the covenant that our foreparents made at Mount. That is the only thing that's going to take us out of this condition. And when we're out of this condition, we don't go halfway up. Scripture says that we'll always be on time, because that's the place. Either we're going to always be up there, or we're going to always be at the bottom. No middle ground, no lukewarm, one or the other.
Deuteronomy chapter 29, verse 1. These are the words of the covenant which Yahuwah commanded Moshe to make with the children of Yashrael in the land of Moab, besides the covenant which he made with them in Horeb. Moshe called all Yashrael and said to them, you yourselves saw all that Yahuwah did before your eyes in the land of Mitzrayim, to Pharaoh and to all his servants and to all his land. Your eyes saw the great trials and signs and those great wonders. But Yahuwah has not given you a heart to know and eyes to see and ears to hear till this day. And I have led you 40 years in the wilderness. Your garments have not worn out on you, and your sandals have not worn out on your feet. You ate no bread and drank no wine, nor strong drink, so that you might know that I am Yahuwah your Elohim. And when you came to this place, Sihon, sovereign of Heshbon, and Og, sovereign of Bashan, came out against us to battle, and we struck them, and took their land, and gave it as an inheritance to the Reubenites, and to the Gadites, and to the half-tribe of the Manasseh. Therefore, the words of this covenant, and do them, so that you prosper.
These are the things that Moshe was instructed to tell the people. Understand he's rehearsing their history to give them the strength and the courage to proceed forward to accomplish the task that was ahead of them. We have a task ahead of us. We need to rehearse our history to understand where we came from. Verse 3 says, your eyes saw the great trials and the signs and those great wonders. We're reading about those things. We're hearing about those things. This should encourage us and strengthen us to continue to press forward as in this last day, as this captivity is about to come to an end. All of this is about to end, and we're going to be on the top.
Hallelujah.
But we got to get back to doing this. Obeying, guarding his command. Our eyes are open. And it's sad that, the loved ones around us, our eyes are still closed and still struggling to try to understand what we still have those that are still fighting to try to get into politics, still fighting to try to become, for equality, not understanding what the scripture says. There's nobody going to buy us. There's nobody that's going to redeem us out of the condition other than Hamashiach.
Okay.
That's it. And his return is near. Because in this last day, as he's awaiting us up, like as he promised he would, we're preparing our hearts and our minds for his return. And when he returns, and vengeance is brought upon this nation and all the nations that have held our people, then we will go back to what it was from in 28 verses 1 through 14. We'll always be at the top, never at the bottom. And all the things that were all the blessings that foretold will pursue us. And we're living a life unlike anything that we've ever imagined, ever dreamed. Okay. But it's ours. Here in these scriptures, it's been promised to us. And all we have to do is, we don't have to buy our way in, don't have to be, anything special. Just have to guard and obey. And if we do that, then all the things should be ours.
So let's get some precepts. Think about everything that we talked today. I'm going to read for you Isaiah chapter 60, verse 1. Let's hear what it's like when you do this thing the right way. Isaiah or Yeshayah chapter 60, verse 1, and it reads, arise, shine, for your light is come, and the esteem of Yahuwah is risen upon you. For behold, the darkness shall cover the earth, and the gross darkness the people. When did gross darkness cover the earth? Before we came out, when those who refused to go out were killed and buried in the tents, and even the Egyptians couldn't see it.
Okay.
That's right.
Think about it. Gross darkness, for behold, the darkness shall cover the earth, and gross darkness the people. But Yahuwah shall arise upon you, and his esteem shall be seen upon you. And the other nations shall come to your light, and kings to the brightness of your rising.
Oh.
This is what it's like when you do it right. Lift up your eyes round about and see. All they gather themselves together. They come to you. Your sons shall come from far, and your daughters shall be nursed at your side. Then you shall see and flow together, and your heart shall fear and be enlarged, because the abundance of the sea shall be turned back unto you. The forces of other nations shall come unto you. The multitude of camels shall cover you. The dromedaries of Midian and of Ephah, and they from Sheba shall come, and they shall bring gold and incense, and shall show forth the praises of Yahuwah. The flocks of Kedar shall be gathered together unto you, and the rams of Naboth shall minister unto you. They shall come up with acceptance on my altar, and I will esteem the house of my esteem. Who are these that fly as a cloud, and the doves to their windows? Surely the isles shall wait for me, and the ships of Tarshish first, to bring your sons from afar, their silver and their gold with them, unto the name of Yahuwah Eloheka, and to the Holy One of Yasharal, because he has esteemed you. And the sons of the strangers shall build up your walls, and their kings shall minister unto you. For in my wrath I smote you, but in my favor I had mercy upon you. Weren't we singing about his mercy earlier? Therefore, your gates shall be open continually. They shall not be shut day nor night, that man may bring unto you the forces of the other nations, that their kings may be brought. For the nation and kingdom that will not serve you shall perish. Yea, those nations shall be utterly wasted. That hasn't happened yet, right?
Okay.
The glory of Lebanon shall come unto you, the fir tree, the pine tree, and the box together, to beautify the place of my sanctuary. And I will make the place of my feet glorious. The sons of them that afflicted you shall come bending unto you. That's talking about bending. They shall come bending unto you. And all they that despised you shall bow themselves down. We talked about the lady bowing earlier. At the soles of your feet. And they shall call you the city of Yahuwah, the Zion of the Kodesh one. They won't be bowing because you're cursing at them from the street corner. They'll be bowing to you out of respect. Whereas you have been forsaken and hated, so that no man went through you. I will make you an eternal excellency, a joy of many generations. That sounds like the head, not the tail, doesn't it? You shall all suck the milk of the other nations, and shall suck the breast of kings. And you shall know that I, Yahuwah, am your Savior and your Redeemer, the mighty one of Yaakov. For brass I will bring gold, and for iron I will bring silver, and for wood brass, and for stones iron. I will make your officers peace, and your extractors righteousness. Violence shall no more be heard in your land. Well, this isn't talking about the Jewish people, is it? Because the violence hasn't stopped over there, has it?
Not at all.
Violence shall no more be heard in your land. See, this is a sign too. There were signs about us in Deuteronomy, but you can also identify who is and who isn't the people when you listen to this. Violence shall no more be heard in your land, wasting or destruction within your borders. But you shall call your walls Yeshua, which means salvation, and your gates praise. The sun shall no more for light by day. Did y'all catch that? Neither for brightness shall the moon give light unto you, but Yahuwah shall be unto you an everlasting light, in your Elohim of glory. So think about Ḥazon, where it says the sun will be darkened and the moon will no longer give her light. He's telling you right here in Isaiah chapter 60, verse 19, the sun shall be no more your light by day. You won't need the sun, but it's not going to be dark because he's going to be the light.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. And the moon is not going to give its light, but Yahuwah shall be unto you an everlasting light in your Elohim, your esteem. The sun shall no more go down, neither shall your moon withdraw itself, for Yahuwah shall be your everlasting light, and the days of your mourning shall be ended. No more mourning, no more weeping, no more crying and seeing your children taken away. The days of your mourning shall be ended. This is what it's like when you do it right. Your people also shall be all righteous. They shall inherit the land forever. The branch of my planting, the work of my hand, that I may be esteemed. A little one shall become 1,000, and a small one a strong nation. Remember how it talks about the remnant being so small? A little one become 1,000, and a small one a strong nation. I, Yahuwah, will hasten it in its time. Think about what he's going to do for us. This is a promise. This is your future if you guard and do. If you guard and do, this is what you get. Hallelujah. Let's stand. Hallelujah. Yahuwah, Todah Rabbah, for the word that has come forth from your Torah today. Todah Rabbah, help us to guard and do every day, to guard and do. Guard the commandments and to do them, that we might be acceptable in your sight. Gird us up as we ready to go through another week against the slings and arrows of the enemy that will come against us. Allow us to carry ourselves in such a way that they will serve the works and esteem you and Shamayim. Allow us to be set apart. Allow us to move in your power, in your might. Allow us to be the people of your inheritance. Hallelujah. Allow us to be your witnesses. Allow us to bring the truth to many. Help us by your Ruach HaKodesh to remember all that we've learned and put it into operation in our lives, in our everyday lives, and to execute it without fail as your people, as the ones that you have sent as your representatives in these last days. Help us to walk in faith, that our works may be acceptable in your sight. We ask all these things and Hashem Yahushua will be careful and sure to give you all the esteem of Yahuwah, who brings forth bread from the earth and the fruit from the vine. Your bounty, we ask that you would rock it to the nourishment of our bodies and minds. Sanctify and purify in Hashem Yahushua, we pray. And everybody said, Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Yahuwah bless you and guard you.
Yahuwah bless you.
Yahuwah make his face shine upon you.
Yahuwah make his face shine upon
And show favor to you.
you. Show favor to you.
Yahuwah lift up his face upon you.
Yahuwah lift up his face upon you.
Give you
And give you
shalom.
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 Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.